Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am super excited for today's video because I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to sleep with wavy or curly hair. This is something I've gotten so many questions on recently on my hair videos, especially the video that I did on wavy curly hair mistakes that you might be making. I got lots of love on that video and I'm so grateful to all of you. If you found my channel through that video, or even those of you who came over to Instagram, thank you so much. Since so many of you guys were curious about it, I did want to talk to you guys about my personal experiences and basically just what I do to sleep on my wavy curly hair, since it is like pretty short. I'm also going to be showing you guys how to tie your hair in a silk scarf. But before we get into all of that, don't forget to subscribe down below if you have not yet, and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. You can also come join me over on Instagram and Twitter as well if you would like. They are linked in my description box. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump into it. So I did mention in that mistakes video how I don't plait my hair anymore because it's so much shorter now, and it really just tends to pull on and straighten out the pieces in the back and even sides of my hair. So since I've cut my hair, I have been kind of experimenting a little bit, I guess, and just figuring out what works for me. So the first thing that I want to cover is the silk scarf wrapping, because that is kind of what kind of sparked the idea for this video. I wanted to try this out, and I have been wrapping my hair in a silk scarf to sleep this week. So I haven't been doing it for super long, but I've definitely tried it, and I kind of feel like I have my thoughts on it for you guys. So this is the scarf that I have. I got this on Amazon, and I just watched some other videos and kind of like purchased what people were recommending. I will say this is not 100% silk. This is like a silk feeling scarf, but the real silk ones were pretty pricey, and I really wanted to try it out first and like get my thoughts on it. And from what I'd seen, most people were just using the silk feeling scarf anyways, so I just figured that I would try this out first. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I wrap my hair in this first, and then while we are in this little wrap for a little bit, I'll talk to you guys basically about my feelings, my thoughts. So basically what I do is I fold the scarf in like a triangle, because this is like one big square. This is like 35 by 35. I fold it over, like I just said, triangularly, and I make sure that it's folded with the shiny side out, because that's like the softest side, I guess, and like the smoothest for the hair. I've seen it done a couple of different ways, but the way that I feel like I like the best is just to flip it over so it's almost like a shawl. You're wearing it like a shawl with the point in the center of your back. You have the two sides right here. I'm gonna get all of my hair back, and then I am going to bring these sides up and tie it around my head, making sure that there's no hair like sticking out or anything. So I just tie that like decently tight, I guess. And then I have these two strings hanging here, and I take the piece in the back, the triangle part, and I just pull it up. And then I put all of my hair in this little pocket here. And then I pull it up, and I just take this piece here, and I pull it through this knot that I've got, or this tie that I've got going on. I just pull it through here. And then I've got these little sections here that are kind of poofing out, so I just like stick those under. And then I'm just going to take this piece, since it's so long here, and just kind of like tuck it back one more time through there so it like stays. And then I take these two pieces and I just tie them in the back. And I tie it twice. So I am going to give you guys my thoughts now. I just want to show you how I do it and sit in this scarf for a little bit because I think it is really cute. So I'll start off by saying that I feel like this could work for a lot of people. It's very gentle on the hair, even though this isn't real silk. I don't feel like it dries out my hair, which is what I have heard some people say about silk that isn't real. But one thing I will note is I've found that when I wake up in the morning, especially right after I take my hair out of the scarf, I'll have these little like pieces that kind of like stick up almost, where the curls have kind of been placed in there randomly, and sometimes they'll end up like sticking out a little bit, or it's not like the perfect curl pattern that I went to bed with, if that makes sense. Now keep in mind that my hair is really short. I feel like if your hair is any longer than mine, this would probably work really well for you and you might not have that issue. But since my hair is so short, it doesn't just all kind of perfectly go into this big pile on top of my head, if that makes sense. I feel like with longer hair, it all just kind of goes into that pile. But with shorter hair, you have shorter pieces on the sides and in the back, and then the pieces on the top just don't have a lot of length to them. And I feel like they just kind of want to do their own thing. I don't really know if I'm making sense right now, but I just feel like with longer hair, this would work differently, kind of how plopping does. And I feel like plopping just doesn't really work for shorter hair. And so I feel like this, in that sense, doesn't work quite as well for shorter hair as it would for hair that's a little bit longer than mine. Also, my hair is lightened, and so it's not like perfectly moisturized and bouncy in the way that I feel like it used to be. So it is a little bit more dried out. And so it does just kind of want to stay a little straighter on the top of the head, or a little more like up instead of like falling perfectly, because if you have really moisturized hair and it's very like soft, it's kind of just going to want to go into little ringlets, like fall into little ringlets in certain spots. I'm going to keep trying this. I do want to eventually maybe get a real silk scarf and try it like that, but I feel like with my experience that I've had this week, this isn't something that I want to continue doing on a regular basis. Like I said, I want to keep experimenting. I think I'm going to take my hair out of the scarf now. I just wanted to show you guys how I do it. And I just wanted to tell you guys to maybe consider giving this a try if you haven't tried it out already, because something that I do want to stress is how different all of our hair is and how different things work for different people. And in some previous videos, people will like really strongly give their opinion, and maybe they felt like I was too strong in my opinion, and so they have to kind of counteract that. And I really want you guys to know that at the end of the day, we all are different, and we kind of have to experiment what works for us. Not everything is going to work the same for everybody. So like when I said that I don't dry brush my hair because I find that it really tugs on my waves and like makes me lose all my definition, gives me poofy hair. People said that they brush their hair and they have to, or it gets really tangly, and that's what works for them. And if that's what works for you and you can still get really defined, beautiful waves the next day, keep doing you. Like, I'm not here to create a set of rules for your hair at all. I'm just telling you guys what has worked for me, and also like what I've heard from a lot of other people. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to stop rambling about that, but I'm going to take my hair out of this scarf right now. So now I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about how I have been sleeping with my hair like on a regular basis that I've found works pretty well for me. So first of all, I like to sleep on a silk pillowcase most of the time. The silk pillowcases that I have are real silk. Obviously, there's sometimes when my silk pillowcases are dirty, I don't have only silk pillowcases, so I will sleep on a regular pillowcase, and my pillowcases are good quality, so I don't find it to be like too much of an issue or to cause like damage to my hair really. So I do try to sleep on a silk pillowcase as much as I can when I am wearing my hair natural, and I find that that really does help a lot. Another thing that I will do sometimes is I will just take the top part of my hair and do like a half pineapple. That's something I was going to mention earlier on in this video, but pineappling is something that a lot of people do, especially with longer hair, to keep their waves intact for the next day. And what they'll do is basically just take all of their hair and gather it on top of the head, like in a very, very high ponytail, and kind of just let it like pineapple out and do its thing. I did mention in a video that that doesn't really work for me anymore because I have short hair and pieces just fall out in the back. But sometimes I'll just take my hair here, everything that fits on top of my head, and just like pull it all up and do like a half pineapple. And then obviously like the pieces down here are going to get left out. That's not really like the part of my hair that you see. So you can pull all of your hair just kind of like to the top of the head, put it in a little scrunchie, and just leave it like that. And that's also probably going to work a little bit better with short hair that isn't textured or layered. My hair is pretty like textured, and it has like hidden layers in it, which I find do really help with like the volume and curl definition or wave definition on the top layers of my hair, but it also hinders you from some things, and I feel like one of those things is like a pineapple or something like that. Going back to the silk scarf that I was going to mention and completely forgot, is that I do find that this silk scarf keeps the waves at my roots a little bit more intact, because it is really pushing your hair against your head, and so it's not like you're stretching the roots out like you would if you're doing a pineapple. So if that's something that you're really worried about, like if you find that your roots get stretched out really easily, maybe consider doing the silk scarf even if you have shorter hair, because that might really help. I found that it helped me with that personally. But anyways, I, for the most part, honestly, lately have just been sleeping with my hair down, and I like to sleep, like I said, on a silk pillowcase as much as I can, and I just kind of put all of my hair back and like push it up like this, sleep on my pillow, and try not to go crazy all over the place. I am kind of a crazy sleeper, so sometimes my hair does end up getting a little bit squished, but at least the hair is like pretty much the same all over my head. I feel like with the half pineapple and even with the silk scarf, it can, like I said, cause certain pieces to be a little bit like odd and like stick up or be more flattened than other pieces. And when I just sleep with my hair all down, it's a little bit more consistent all over the head. And so it just makes my hair look a little less wavy, but not like odd, if that makes sense. I honestly feel like this video is like all over the place right now. I thought I was like prepared when I sat down to talk to you guys about everything, and I feel like my brain is just like all over the place. At the end of the day, I'm just giving you guys my experience. I'm not telling you what you have to do with your hair. I'm just kind of telling you guys to experiment, which is what I've done. Don't just take my word for things. Look into things, research things, watch other videos, figure out what works for you. I'm just giving you guys some options. The last thing I do want to mention that someone commented on my channel recently, and I haven't really done a lot of research on it, but I have watched 1 or 2 videos, is Medusa clipping. It's not something that I have tried because, number one, I do not have clips like that, and I would have to go purchase them. Basically, it's where you have these little clips, kind of like little mini claw clips, and you take sections of your hair and bring it to the top of the head and then just like clip it to your scalp so that your hair kind of still all stays on the top of the head, but you're not having to bring it up in a scrunchie like a pineapple. The thing I will say with that is I feel like literally clipping my hair to my scalp, I feel like would really stretch out the roots more than sleeping with my hair down. And so for that reason, I don't know how well that would work for me, especially since I just have wavy hair. It's not super curly or anything like that. And I have shorter layers on the top of my hair, so by the time I clip that all up, I wouldn't have too much left hanging out. A lot of people also asked about like my cut in some of my videos, and I basically just asked for a blunt cut all around, and then she did a lot of texturizing with the texturizing scissors. I'm sure your stylist has one of those, and then also some like hidden layers. So that's basically just what I asked for. She did her thing. I didn't give her like a bunch of details. She just kind of did her thing, and that's what she said she did. So hopefully that helps some of you guys out if you were asking for that. But anyways, this video is getting really long, and like I said, it's kind of all over the place, so I don't want to keep dragging it out. But I do want to eventually try the Medusa clipping. I just don't know that it's going to work for my hair as far as keeping like my hair at the root really wavy and textured and voluminous. So that's definitely a concern. But let me know if you guys would want to see a video of me like trying Medusa clipping for the first time. I do like to do videos where I try something new for the first time and give you guys like my first impressions. But I don't know if that's what you guys really like if you want to see more detailed reviews on things, or if you want to actually just see me try something for the first time. Let me know down below. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully I talked about some methods that you haven't heard about and maybe you want to go try them out. The whole point of this video is just to give you guys some ideas, share with you guys my experience. I'm not perfect. I don't have it all figured out. I think we're all in a learning process with our wavy or curly hair, and you just have to experiment and figure out what works for you. So try out some of these methods. Let me know down below if any of them work for you. Half pineappling, silk scarf, Medusa clipping, or even just sleeping on a silk pillowcase. Let me know down below. I would love to hear your updates, your thoughts. If you try any of these methods out and figure out what works for you, I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe down below and also hit the notification bell if you want to see new videos like this from me. And I will see you guys next time.